Hey guys, I sat down to start getting ready for work and I was trying to figure out what palette I was going to use, and I was like, you know what? Ever since I did that Makeup Romances tag, which if you haven't seen, I'll link it up here because it is one of my most favorite tags that I've ever seen or done. Like, I just thought it was such a fun concept. And ever since I did that, I've been feeling a little guilty about some of my palettes I mentioned, like my Revolution Soph palette that I said I've kind of like fallen out of love with, or yeah. So I thought, you know what? I want to give it a chance because I was thinking about passing it on to one of my sisters or niece or something. But then I was like, you know what? I'm not ready to let go of it quite yet. So I'm like, I'm going to do a look with it today. And then I was like, you know what? I might as well do it with you guys. So I'm going to go ahead and do a look. This is what the shades look like in this palette. Not really sure what I'm going to do. I think I'm for sure going to use the Strawberry Sweets though, because that was my like favorite shade in this palette when I first got it. So I'm like, oh, I'm going to kind of play with it and see what I feel like doing. So I'm just going to go ahead and do something. We'll see how it turns out, and you'll be able to tell how easily things blend or don't or whatever. And we'll talk about it when I'm done. So let's go.
I just can't let you go. Lord knows that I've tried to. You said I was the only one. No one likes being lied to. You made this mess and left me with the pieces. Now I wanna burn all the bridges between us. I can't focus, I can't forget. I've been thinking too much lately. I just need to clear my head. I just need to clear my head. I've been stuck on your memory, but it's not like I need it. And we may have some history, but we don't have to repeat it. You made this mess and left me with the pieces. Now I'm gonna burn all the bridges between us. I can't focus, I can't forget. I've been thinking too much lately. I just need to clear my head. 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 I just need to. I just need to clear my head. I just need to. I just need to clear my head. I just need to. I just need to clear my head. I just need to. I just need to clear my head. I can't focus, I can't forget. I've been thinking too much lately. I just need to clear my head. Oh, clear my head. I just need to clear my head. I just need I just need to clear my head.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of my makeup. Then we'll come back and do the lower lash line and we'll talk about this. Okay, we're going to go ahead and do the lower lash line. I'm going to do like this dark brown right along the lash line. I definitely noticed that if I don't have something a little darker right up close to my lashes, I feel like I look like, I don't know, like an alien or something. That sounds really dumb. I don't know how else to explain it. Like, I just feel like it makes my eyes look really weird, like not normal. I don't, that's what weird means, not normal. It could be like a human dictionary. I don't know. I don't know. Thesaurus? Not dictionary. Wow, I make myself sound like a real ditz. Okay, and now I'm going to take, I think I'm going to go ahead and do that Strawberry Sweets, just smudged out right under that. Alright, and then for brow bone and inner corner, I'm going to go ahead and use this shade right here. Alright, I'm going to finish getting ready and we'll come back and talk about everything. Okay, my makeup is done. So this is what the final look ended up being like. And I like it. I think it's pretty. It's colors I would put together otherwise. So let me just run through real quick what I did. So first of all, I tried using this shade here, which is Iced Coffee. It basically had like no pigmentation. I couldn't see it at all. So I went for the color right underneath it, which is Tiramisu, and that one is what I used for my transition shade. Then I took Strawberry Sweets and I took that on the outer corner and all the way through my crease. Then I took Cloudberry, whoop, right here, and I did that all over my lid. And then it just was not, I was trying so hard because I don't know if you can see, but it shows a little bit of sparkle in there. However, when you're trying to put it on the eyelid, it does not, and it's chalky and like doesn't build color. So I was trying everything, wetting a brush, using my finger, using a different kind of brush. It just wasn't really doing anything. So I was kind of disappointed in that. In the outer corner, I decided to try putting a little of this pumpkin, which you couldn't see at all. And I do like that shade, I've used it before, but it just wasn't working for what I was trying to do. So then I moved over to Danger, which is this shade right here. And I was using that in the outer corner just to try to deepen things up a little. I don't know that that really did anything either. And then I decided to try putting Sparks Fly, which is this shade right here, over top of, well, I was just going to do like in the inner corner, like, or, you know, inner third of my lid. But I realized once I started dipping my finger in it that it was more of a topper. So I used it all over that Cloudberry color, which gave it more of a punch and made you be able to see that color better. So that was a good find there. And then under the lower lash line, I just ran, what's this called? Rosewood, which is this right here. And then Strawberry Sweets again. And then I just used black liner and my mascara. And so this is the look that I came out with. I do like the look. These are colors that I like, you know, whatever. However, I think it took far too much work to get it to look like something I wanted it to look like. And like I said, a lot of the colors are very chalky feeling. The pigmentation is just not there. Like, you really have to work on building up your pigmentation. Now, this is stuff when I first got this palette. I loved this palette. And there's nothing wrong with the palette. Like, don't get me wrong. It's not like it's a terrible palette. It's just that if you've worked with other, like, I don't want to say better formulas, but yes, better formulas that are much more pigmented and build up faster, or that you don't even have to build up, or just go on smoothly and, you know, application is easy, it makes it hard to go back to a palette like this and not be a little bit frustrated when you're trying to use it. So basically, if you are new to makeup, I think this palette is fantastic. If you are somebody who likes very light washes of color, this palette is fantastic. There's nothing wrong with this palette. It's just not what I'm looking for at this point. Like, now that I've been doing makeup longer and know what I like, as far as like, I like bold color most of the time. So if I'm gonna have to work really hard at it, I'm probably not gonna reach for this palette. And I do have similar colors like this. Let me show you real fast. For instance, I can get a very similar look to this using my NYX Tropic Shifting Sand palette, because I've got, you know, oranges and pinks, and I have done similar type looks before. So you can kind of see by looking at this that I could get a very similar kind of look out of this palette. So I'm much more going to reach for palettes like this that I know perform very well quickly. I don't have to work hard to get the colors the way I want them, than I am for one that I'm really going to have to build up on. I still really do like the Strawberry Sweets color. It's still my favorite shade in the palette. And like I said, I do really like this eye look. It's just, I know me, I know it's been this long that I haven't been reaching for it, and so it's going to do the same thing. Go right back in the drawer and not be touched again, because there's other things that I'd rather use. So, oh, and I also didn't mention I used Fairy Lights, the shade right here, in my inner corner and for my brow bone. So, I'm really thinking I'm going to be doing a palette, like showing you my palettes. Will I possibly declutter some kind of video soon? And I think this one might be on the list to declutter, because I think my sister would love this palette. Like, she likes to dabble a little bit with bold color, but not too much. And so, and she's the one that I also bought the BH Cosmetics Weekend Festival palette for her birthday last year, so last September. And she does really enjoy that. So I think she would really enjoy this palette though too, because it does have more of the subtle, you know, kind of colors. And I think she would get a lot of use out of it. So I'd rather see it go to somebody who, you know, will use it and love it, because it's not a bad palette. Like I said, it is not a bad palette. It's just not what I want at this stage in my makeup collection or whatever. Like, I know what I want, I know what I like, and this just doesn't quite do it for me anymore. So, so hopefully this is helpful to somebody. If you have this palette, how do you feel about it? Like, did you love it at first and not so much now, or is it still one of your favorites? If you're somebody who's new into makeup, does this sound like something that you would like? Because it is more subtle and it's easier to not, you can't mess up very easy, because the pigmentation is not very strong. So it's not like you're going to put something on and go, oh my gosh, you know what I mean? Like, you have to build it up. So that's why I think it would be very good for a beginner or somebody who really likes like more subtle shadows. And then you can build it up like I did, but it's just a matter of how hard you want to work at it. And I have other palettes that do it just like that, so I think I'm gonna go for those. So I thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this was helpful or informative or just entertaining in some sort of way. And I just always appreciate you guys' support and your comments, and just always being here and interacting with me. That is my favorite part of having a channel. So thank you so much. That and the friendships I make, but that's because of the corresponding. You know what I'm saying? It's all kind of intertwined. But, so thank you guys so much for watching. Oh, and on my lips, I just put on this Ellen Tracy lip gloss. There is no shade on it. I know it came in like a set. And I was like, oh, this could be really scary. So I still don't know how I feel about it. I am not much of a pink person usually, but I thought it might go good with the eye look. But every time I put color on my lips, I'm like, what are you doing? No, just put some gloss on, girl. So, I mean, this is gloss, but it's got more color than gloss that I usually wear. So you guys tell me what you think of this color gloss on me. Should I pass it along, or does it look good? Does it maybe not look good with this eye look? I don't know. I'm not a makeup artist. I'm not an expert. I'm just trying to do something to my face that looks decent and maybe even pretty. So let me know how I did. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.